All right, guys, win rate, one of the least important things in trading. I'm going to be explaining to you exactly why and how to basically change your mindset and also change your trading in a way that you're not going to be too focused on win rate, but you're going to be focused on a consistent edge. So you often see these videos about, 96% win rate, 99% win rate in trading. Trading or win rate in trading doesn't mean a thing, basically, because win rate in and of itself is basically useless. Going to be breaking that down for you. Right off the bat, the first thing that I think is most important about win rate is understanding sample size. All right, let's say that you and I have both traded the entirety of 2024. You wanted a way higher win rate than I had. I had a 35% win rate. You had a 70% win rate because you wanted to only take A plus setups. Now, what you'll see is upon filtering out all these trades, because you're only looking for A plus setups, you missed out on a ton of trades. So yes, you now have a way higher win rate because you're only taking the best setups and you're going for that really high win rate. So you're sticking to that 70% win rate. But now, out of the 500 trades that were presented this year, you only took about, let's say, 80 trades. Why is that? Because the other ones were lower probability, so you didn't take those because you wanted to maintain that 70% win rate. Now you do have a 70% win rate, but you only have 70 trades or 80 trades. I, on the other hand, have a 35% win rate, but I took all of those 500 trades that I saw this year. Who do you think is going to end up making more profit? The answer is the trader with the lower win rate. And I'm going to show you how that works. So let's dive into the laptop real quick and let's break that down. Let me give you another example, right? Let's say that you have a 60% win rate and I have a 35% win rate. Now, the entire year, you only managed to take 10 trades because you wanted to maintain that 60% win rate, lowering the amount of trades because you were obviously filtering out bad setups that lower your win rate. So now you only took 10 trades in the entire year. I, on the other hand, don't care about A plus or B plus setups or whatever. So I ended up taking 100 trades, 10 times more because I wasn't filtering out any trades whatsoever. Now let's break that down. How does that work? Because you only took 10 trades and you won 6 of them, basically 60%. Let's say you won 6 trades. So you managed to, in this case, 6 times 3, because I'm trading a 1 to 3R, you managed to profit 18R. You also lost 4 trades, so it's going to be 4 times minus 1R. So eventually, at the end of it, you're going to be left with 14R. Why is that? 18R minus those 4 losses that you took is 14R. So with that 60% win rate, you only took 6 wins and 14R is your realized profit. Obviously, this is a small sample size, but this is just to make the math really easy so everyone understands. Now, on the other hand, there's me with a 35% win rate, way lower win rate. Now, a lot of traders will think like, wow, this guy must be a shit trader. He doesn't have nearly as high of a win rate as the other one. But I took 100 trades. So that is 35 wins, because it's a 35% win rate. Obviously, it doesn't really work like that, but just to keep the math easy, I'm going to stick with 35. 35 wins times 3R is 105R. Now, we also took 65 losses, so we're going to deduct that from the amount of trades or from the R multiple. So it's going to be 105 minus 65R. And if we do the math, 105 minus 65, we're going to be left with 40R. Now, you're probably understanding what I'm trying to get at. Even though this guy has a way higher win rate, he keeps filtering out all of the trades because he wants to maintain that high win rate. So he's only looking for trades with a certain fair value gap or a certain liquidity sweep and whatever. Basically lowering the amount of trades, whereas I'm consistently executing on this edge. And every time I put my edge to work, even though it may not have the highest win rate, I'm putting it to work, meaning that it's going to play out a lot faster. Now, you see that at the end of the year, because I've taken all of my trades with only a 35% win rate, I'm still profiting way, way more than this guy because I'm not trying to filter out everything to get that high win rate. That's what I mean by win rate doesn't really matter. It is trade frequency, how many trades are you taking? It is risk to reward ratio, and then win rate. Win rate is only the third most important thing. Now, trade frequency, number one, the most important thing, mainly because the more trades you take, the faster your edge plays out. Does that mean you should force trades? No. That means that you shouldn't be picking between trades. You shouldn't be choosing which one's going to work or which one's not going to work. No, because that's not letting the edge play out. That's you trying to predict what's going to happen next. It's about letting the edge play out. So trade frequency, the most important thing. You have your edge. Now you've got to take everything that meets your plan, that meets your rules. That should all be based on back-tested data. Then, risk to reward ratio. You want to win more than you lose. So, in my case, it is a 1 to 3R. So, I win 3 times more than I lose upon a winning trade. That is the second most important thing. And only then does win rate come into play. Because, of course, you need a certain win rate to be profitable. You need, for example, with the 1 to 3R, you need at least 25% to be profitable with a 1 to 3R. If you're trading a 1 to 1R, you're going to need more than 50% and basically so forth. But once you have that win rate, the goal is not to try and increase it all the way to 60% and then filtering out all the setups. No, once you have a 30 to 35% win rate and you have a solid trade frequency, the goal is to stick to that. Because it's very human and it's very natural to want to increase that to 60 or 70%. But what's going to end up happening is you're going to end up filtering out all of the trades. You're going to be like, well, maybe if I avoid that, I'm not going to take a losing streak. Maybe if I do that, I'm not going to take a losing streak. Basically, you're going to filter out all of your trades. You're going to be left with barely any trades. And yes, you now have a high win rate. Congratulations, but you're not profiting at all. I'm going to pull up some data here of a good coach of ours, Andre, who tested this thoroughly and tested it with a 1 to 3R and got a 36.4% win rate. Now, he could have gotten a way higher win rate, of course. But you see how many trades that he took? He took 1,000 trades, close to 1,000 trades. He's got a 36% win rate on 1,000 trades. Once again, who do you think is going to profit more? The guy who has a 70% win rate with only 100 trades, or the guy who has a 36% win rate with 1,000 trades? Obviously, the guy who lets his edge play out all the time, the guy with 1,000 trades. You can see clearly here that this is a beautiful equity curve. The thing is that nobody's going to be satisfied with this, the majority of traders, because they see these bullshit promises about a 96% win rate. Like I said, it doesn't mean anything. A win rate doesn't mean anything if you only have a sample size of 5 or 10 trades. Once you understand that trade frequency combined with risk to reward ratio and then combined with win rate is the most important thing, that's when you can start to see consistency. Being okay with this 36% win rate, that's what it's all about. You see this equity curve, this is something that 99% of traders will never be able to achieve. Although, the thing is, because he does have a relatively low win rate, I think it's still really high, but low win rate in most people's eyes, he does end up taking 12 losses in a row. Now, a member of ours today actually broke that down. And this is a really good image that he made, and he basically broke it down in terms of P&L. You know, you can see exactly what he profited with month after month. So 2020 would have been a relatively rough year for Andre, we admit. I mean, he did 29 Rs. It's not great. It's not bad either. It's still pretty solid. However, let's take a look at, for example, 2023. He would end up taking one empty month, basically a break-even month, two losing months, but some of these months in which he took every trade played out really, really well, ending it with 91 R. That's close to a 100 R return. That's realistic trading for you. This guy has a 36% win rate, but ends up closing out the year with close to $100. That's something that a lot of traders and a lot of the guys watching this probably won't understand. So I'm really hoping this will shift your mind into understanding that it's all about consistently executing that edge and not about trying to get the highest win rate and trying to predict whatever going to happen next. So it says, like I said, right, return distribution R multiple. You can see that this guy with a 36% win rate has a extremely solid equity curve. I know I've said it a million times now, but that's what I wanted to talk about today. And I really hope you guys understand this. I really hope you guys are able to break this down yourself and understand that win rate doesn't really matter. I mean, like I said, and a coach of ours, John, as well, he said that the trader with a 27% win rate who manages his capital way more effectively could be infinitely wealthier than the guy with a 50% win rate who doesn't know what he's doing with his capital. So it's really, that's what it's about. That's what trading is about. And I know it's hard to understand because a lot of you guys, including myself, see these videos, these fake promises, you know, getting that win rate, whatever the fuck. And you also see backtesting results of some guy on YouTube taking 10 trades and then naming the video, I got a 70% win rate with 10 trades, which doesn't tell you anything because the next 10 trades might all be losers and now you only have a 35% win rate. And I think it's stuff like that, understanding stuff like that, that's going to shift your mind into being able to consistently stick to something. And once you truly grasp that and once you truly understand that that's what trading is about, that's where you can start developing your edge. That's when you can start to focus on consistency. And this is what people mean when they say that trading is 99% psychology. I don't fully agree with that statement, but in a lot of cases it is true. People are holding themselves back mentally because they don't understand this concept. All right, guys, thank you for watching. If you have any questions about this topic, please let me know. I'm going to be talking about this a lot more. I'm also going to be bringing out a psychology series soon. So I'm really excited for that. And that's kind of, to be honest, that is kind of my specialty, trading psychology. So I'm really hoping to be able to, you know, reach some of you guys, even if it's one person that I'm able to help. I would love to hear a comment or see that you guys actually find these videos helpful. So once again, I really appreciate everyone watching. I hope you guys all have a fantastic 2025. If you have any questions, reach out to me on Discord or on Instagram. And feel free to subscribe, like the video, whatever. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.